So I want to share about my experience, and if you felt like the same, that you does not feel connected to your body, or you does not feel like what you are talking, you somehow feel disconnected to your body. It's a feeling when you talk to someone, you don't feel something in your body, or you shut down, or it could be opposite, you trigger something in you. This video might help you. So I'm sharing only my experience, and this, I'm not any doctor, but so for a long time, due to being in, like, early on in being sexual abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse, and obviously, and also living with the close family, which is also is a toxic kind of it's a toxic environment where I used to grow myself. So there is a lot of agony around it, but I'm trying to forgive them, but it triggers every time. So when these all things happen, your body disconnects from your spirit disconnects from your part of your body, and this happens so that you so that your spirit, your part of the spirit, can be preserved by your guides, or some kind of an, if you do not believe in spirituality, it is taken away from here so that it does not affect a lot, that your innocence part or your inner child does not get affected a lot, so that part of the energy moves out from your body and taken to a very small container, which for the time, it could be 10 years, it could be 15 years, it could work as it for that time, and that will help you. When this happens, your body you feel disconnected, you feel shut down, because psyche doesn't want to damage the human body. And for a long time, I felt like I was not being the person. When I look back 10 years, 15 years, I feel like I was not feeling anything. And that has served me for some time. And when I talk to someone, this area, like in mind, the things were not clear, and it has been created by many things. It can be through the family you lived in, who has already questioned you like 100 times. You always, like, asked yourself, am I the wrong person? Like, why is this happening to me? Why I am being felt guilty for everything, when whoever has been wrong, why I am being dragged on? And this creates a chaos in your mind, chaos in your body, and in your words also. It reflects, like, you lower down your voice, you try to fit in with the people, or you try to hide in the shadows. And that is my personal experience, that has happened to me. And even I read somewhere that this detachment happened, this dissociation is happened by your psyche to protect you. And if you are going through, this may brings out you some clarity. And like, I always say one thing, when I felt like I'm being brought back to my body, so I always says, And also I talk about the one more thing which is bringing your confidence down, lack of confidence, is your reflection. So when these traumas happened, I was like 15, and another trauma happened, I was like 21. So there was series of disasters I've gone through, and I think there was also some past life wounds also. But if I only take this life traumas, so sexual abuse happens very early on, and the physical trauma by abuse happened like I was 20, 21. So I think when there is a there is something called a mental age, and I think when some trauma happens, your mind starts to, this is what I have felt, mm, your mind's my mind or your the person mind stops growing, like the the mental image reflects the, like in your own eyes you are still in that traumatic age, like you're stuck to that traumatic age. And this also connects, these words, these explanation also connects to your lack of self confidence, like imposter syndrome. So imposter syndrome for me, one, and the traumatic age in which the trauma happened, they are kind of linked together. So when these, so it means the same, you can replace them with each other. But what I'm trying to say, when I was 30 or when I was like 25 even, I still felt like a 15 years old because I was not safe in my environment, and I always felt like I am still 15 years old or 5 years old when those uh, the time when those things happened. And so this will reflect in your in your mind, like your mind might get triggered or felt helpless, like you are still in your 5 age, or like you still in your 20 age or 15 age. Whenever those trauma happen, like it gets stuck to that and it goes back to that, and you feel you don't have any control in this. And I have personally, like, taking small steps, I it has helped me a lot. And another thing which has helped me a lot is, first of all, I say that I am I am safe in my body. So my soul is safe in my body. So I feel my consciousness has to be safe in my body. When then I can work through all these traumas. So I always feel like the all the traumatic parts of the soul has healed and they have come back in my one body. So I feel connection here and here. So this is one thing you can do if you want. So even if we go by the, so I told you about the dissociation, right? So you can see this consciousness what I'm talking about in the word of meditation. So meditation also means the union, the union of the mind and the body and the mind and the soul. So you can use this first, and second I use is, so when I look back, I do not consciously did those things, but I tell you one incident when I very rarely in that age recorded myself. So second thing is you need to get familiar to you from your second person or third person view, POV. So I this year and last year I started recording myself a lot. I tell you a lot. And earlier, like 5 6 years ago, when I used to record myself, I always look myself with the wonderment that, oh my god, like I felt like 4 5 years ago, like whenever I like occasionally I would record someone or someone would record someone, I feel like I am not the same person what I look like in my mind. Like I still feel like I am powerless. I am like 5 year old. This is a mental image. But when I look at my videos, my recording, I feel like I am the different person. And this happens a lot. So you can start recording yourself. And if you do not like yourself recording, you can start small. You can start from mirror. You can start seeing yourself in mirror and believing, even not believing, if you still have a lot of anger towards yourself, then you can also just in the morning just say hi in your reflection in the mirror, and that would like that is also like a scientific from my angle. It's like a this is my drawn out like a observation that it is kind of a talking to your shadow self, because what is you seeing in the mirror is a reflection, it's a shadow of yourself. So if you see your shadow self every day with a lot of empathy, with a lot of, oh my god, I'm feeling very emotional. So if you see your in the mirror also, you say hi to it, you smile at it, or you show a little bit of empathy, you are trying to heal your trauma. You are trying to heal your shadow self. Because when people say I'm trying to get rid of my shadow self, I'm trying to get rid of my nightmares, rid of my negative traits. So I believe that if I want to be conscious in my body and become my whole person, I need to be as a whole, and wholeness cannot be done without your all parts merging together back into yourself. So when you put a very conscious efforts towards it, it is called wholeness. Okay, but maybe I'm mixing those terms, but what I'm about to say is but if you are still not conscious and take unhealthy efforts to be in your body, like what, games, sexual interactions, addictions. So if you still do that and you feel comfort in your body for a time, because it doesn't last longer, that is called oneness and wholeness is different. So these terms could be like switched, but what I mean is, if you feel some part of yourself comes down only for a limited part of time, that is not so much healthy. It serves its purpose for some time, but not for the longer time. And to be connected to your mind, to your soul, to your what you are thinking, to be conscious around yourself, like what type of situations you are in, and to be observant of that, you need to be in wholeness. Wholeness means every shadow part of yourself needs to be looked at, and not by aggressively. There is a more feminine touch to it. You can go it by nurturing kind of way, and when you think it is needed to be um, uh, with a little bit of masculinity or masculine energy, by confronting it also, so that there is a balance. In the starting you can take it like 80% feminine approach and 20% masculine approach, so that you also have to confront it. So I hope these things help you. About shadow self, maybe I'll put another video, but I just want to say, like, I was also and am also struggling with the approach and everything of the daily things. I forced myself to be here because universe, like, you need to, I need, I need to put out the videos for myself, for the things I have not said about myself, for giving myself a voice. So I'm not doing it for anyone else. Like, it doesn't sound right to say, but I think when your own voice is stolen, and when you yourself are never the importance or the first thing above others' needs, so I need to do it for my own inner child. I may put this video also, which is about the processes of the life and what stages we have to go through, and if that stage is not gone through in the earlier childhood, that stage come back to get processed. So I'll share that in different, but I want to say it that you should also, that I am doing this for myself, and if you like this video, you can, I am really happy that it also serves as well. But this I am doing in starting for myself, so that I can give my pain my voice, my experience my voice. Stay touch.